What's up guys? So I finally used an iPhone for over a month, and most of you know that I use Android phones as my daily drivers. So I wanted to share with you my experience. So without further ado, let's get started. So this year I ended up buying two iPhones, the iPhone 6s Plus in gold and the iPhone 6s in its new color, rose gold.
No, it's definitely pink.
I actually ended up liking the 6s Plus a lot more because it has a larger display and you're also going to get 1080p resolution and a few other perks the 6s Plus has that the 6s doesn't, like optical image stabilization on the camera, and you're also going to get a bigger battery which is going to last you all day, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. But to me, what stood out the most is how polished iOS 9 is compared to its previous generations. I think in the whole month that I used it, only one application crashed, which is expected. It's also going to run way smoother than last year's iPhone, and it's much faster too. And it's probably due to the 2 gigs of RAM, which was a much needed hardware upgrade. But RAM wasn't the only new hardware the iPhone S models received. You now have a new touch display which Apple calls 3D Touch, and I already did a video on it my first week using the iPhone, so I'm gonna leave it linked down below and make sure you guys watch that. The cameras also got upgraded and you're now able to record in 4K, and even the front-facing camera finally got a bump to a respectable 5 megapixels for you selfie-loving fanatics. Even the fingerprint reader is crazy fast. You just push on the home button and the phone will unlock instantly. And it was something I complained about last year's iPhone model and how it compared to Smart Lock on Android, which isn't even necessary anymore because you just push on the home button as fast as you can and it will unlock the phone. The thing about the iPhone is that most applications that I use on my Android phone that I enjoy, I'm talking about Google services, actually work better on iOS. Not every single one of them, but for the most part. Take for example, YouTube application. Let's say one of you guys leaves me a comment and I want to like that comment. On my Android phone, I can't. I cannot like your comment. On my iPhone, I can. I can actually go in there, and if one of you leaves me a comment, I can like that comment. Same thing with my Android Wear Watch. This is my Moto 360. It works with my iPhone. Now, granted, it's not perfect, and some of the features and capabilities that I have with my Android phone are not present with the iPhone, but still, that experience that I have with Android, I'm not really missing out much when I'm using my iPhone. Now, iOS can be frustrating at times. I mean, just try and load a ringtone and you'll know exactly what I mean. Or for example, take the camera app. If I wanted to shoot something in 4K instead of 1080p with Android, I can quickly jump into the settings within the camera app, change the resolution to 1080p, quickly get back to capturing the video without missing a moment. Now on iOS, if I'm within the camera app, I have to push on the home button, exit the application, go into the main settings. From there, I have to search through a whole bunch of options, finally find photos and camera. Then from there, I have to scroll all the way to the bottom to record video, select 1080p. From there, I have to multitask back. You get the point. And by then, I lost what I wanted to record. But even something as simple as sharing a picture on Instagram while you're in your camera roll, you can't do it. There's no option. And on Android, I can easily do that within the gallery, and I can also do a lot more stuff, but I'm not going to turn this into an Android versus iOS debate here. I'm going to leave that for a future video, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out. But regardless of how clunky iOS can be and the lack of options, there was something that kept me hooked to the iPhone, and it's the reason why I believe so many people go out and buy one. But before I tell you why, let me tell you about today's video advertiser. When it comes to investing money, especially long-term investments like retirement, there are many options you have, including having someone manage your portfolio, which can cost you a lot of money. Traditional advisors charge big fees like 1%, 2%, even as much as 3% for the money that you have under management. And then I found out about Wealthfront, and they do all of this automatically, and they make it so easy for you, for me, for anyone to have access to world-class, the kind of long-term investment management the big guys have. Wealthfront is an online service. It is completely automated. It will invest the money for you, and it's all based on the modern portfolio theory. So you can be confident that the money in your portfolio is being managed exactly the right way at exactly the right time. So how much is it? With Wealthfront, you pay just 1/4% a year. That's 25 basis points, and there's no commissions, no hidden fees. That's less than $5 a month to invest on a $30,000 account, and there are no additional charges. Head on over to wealthfront.com/Armando and get your free personalized investment portfolio. If you sign up with the link in the description below, Wealthfront will manage your first $15,000 for you entirely free of charge for life. This is for my viewers only, so make sure to go to wealthfront.com/Armando. So what's so special about the iPhone? Why do so many people go out and buy one? Well, there's 3 important factors that I look for when I go buy a phone. And most of you might even agree with me on these. Not in any particular order, but these are 3 important factors that I look for, and the iPhone checks every single one of them. Number 1, camera. It's not the best in class, but it has a pretty damn good camera, probably in the top 3, maybe top 5. Very consistent, especially now that it has 4K video capabilities. You're gonna get very good video quality, very good pictures, and it's basically consistent. You know what to expect. The iPhone has a really good camera. It always has had a very good camera. Number 2, display. Now, this is not gonna win any pixel wars, but the display on the iPhone is very nice, very accurate, and it's a pleasure to look at. 1080p on the iPhone 6s Plus, and it's one of the reasons why I did go with the 6s Plus. Again, it's not the best in class, but it's probably amongst the top 5, definitely, even though it's not Quad HD display. And finally, probably the most important one for me is battery life. This is the only phone that I can use, or let me rephrase that. This is the only phone that I can unplug at 100%, come back to it 10 hours later, and the battery life will still say 100%. This is the only phone that I can use all day, heavily. And I'm telling you right now, even my favorite phone, which is the Nexus 6P, which is actually over here. It's actually right here. This is my favorite Android phone, and stay tuned for a full review on this coming soon. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. This will outlast any Android phone that I have ever used, and I've used all the top flagship phones. So when a phone checks marks all of those 3 things, for me personally, I think it's a damn good phone. And it's probably one of the reasons why people enjoy using this phone. Great camera, great display, great battery life. Let's not forget about the exclusive apps that iPhone has too. These apps also make the experience of the iPhone a bit more enjoyable. I even did a video on 3 apps I wish Android had that the iPhone does, and to be frank, there's a lot more I didn't even list. So at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a perfect phone. This phone is far from perfect, and it has a few quirks, and so is this one. This one also has a few quirks, and it's not perfect. This is an Android phone, this is an iPhone. I carry both of these almost everywhere I go with me because this phone has things that this phone doesn't, and this phone also has features that this phone doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you own a Ferrari, does that mean you can't buy a Lamborghini? If you like Ford, does that mean you can't like Chevy? I own both of these, and I like both of these phones. Both of these phones are great, and I highly recommend the iPhone 6s Plus. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as it does help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and you'll catch me in the next one. Adios.